This is Faculty Focus from Fairleigh Dickinson University. In this episode, we feature Dr. Yolanda Hawkins Rodgers, Associate Professor and Chair of the Psychology and Counseling Department at FDU's College at Florham. Her areas of expertise include attachment, emerging adults, and relational aggression. Dr. Hawkins Rodgers focuses in this episode on bullying and explains that there are differences between female and male patterns of bullying.
Bullying in males is more physical. It's more about aggression. It's more about competition. It's about threatening the person physically. For females, relational aggression is more harassing the person, managing a relationship by isolating the person. For young girls, it's very important to be part of your peer group, and that starts at least in the 6th grade. So girls don't want to feel isolated. Girls usually associate in groups of 2s or 3s. And so the relational aggression is a way to control that relationship. And it's also in some ways looked at as pro-social. It can be pro-social in the sense that girls want to relate to each other and feel good about themselves, but sometimes it's used in a negative way. Usually it's the victim or target, the one who is bullied by other girls or aggressed by other girls. There is the queen bee, the one who is in charge, who likes being in charge, gets a thrill out of being in charge, and is able to get other girls to do what she wants them to do. And they usually fall into 2 categories. The wannabes, they want to be a queen bee, they want to be in charge. And then we have the bystanders. They watch the bullying. And they don't participate, but they watch the bullying and are actually contributing to the bullying continuing. For students in high school, it's mainly tweeting. It reaches a huge number of students and it's anonymous. It's much more pervasive than using Facebook where you may be identified. So lots of students use this all the time. It's very devastating to children and adolescents who feel isolated anyway, who feel insecure, who have difficulties with social skills. So this makes them feel even worse when something negative is said about them and they cannot even find the source. It's more of a legal issue now. If children decide to settle an issue themselves, there are lots of consequences. There are academic consequences, there are legal consequences. So it's taken away from the 2 settling it themselves to a larger issue within the community, within the school. So the way that things could be resolved 30, 40 years ago does not work now because everyone is litigious, parents get involved, schools have some liability if they allow children to settle things in that manner. So settling it physically won't work because the rumors are permanent and they're always on the internet, and it will follow the person for a much longer time than if it was an incident on the school ground 30 or 40 years ago. I think it should be reported, and a lot of schools, particularly here in New Jersey now, have laws that require schools to report a very low tolerance of any type of bullying. You have to create a culture of anti-bullying in the home and in the schools and in the communities. And the children need to know that everyone's working together. It's like any new legislation. It's out there, it needs funding, so schools are scrambling to see who can manage the bullying effort in each school. So it needs more funding and it needs time. We need to assess what schools have put into place. And schools are really working really hard to do different things that would be very helpful. Role play activities, doing campaigns where the students are involved with developing anti-bullying programs. That's the buy-in. Students have to buy into wanting to make their environment safe.